time to check out everything we got on our last trip to the Lego store. Let's first start off with the potted Groot brickhead. I got this for my wife McKenna because I got her into brickheads and now she has a full collection of them, so we had to add potted Groot. Next, I got 4 green 32 by 32 base plates. This is gonna help us fill up our new table city. We're gonna need a ton more, but this is gonna get us started. Next, I got 2 of the road plate sets. These are gonna help us start building roads in our city, and we're obviously gonna need more than this, but this should hopefully get us started. And finally, I got not just 1, but 6 pick-a-brick boxes. Let's crack these open and I'll show you how I stacked them. This is what started my PAB wall journey there at the Lego store that day. They had the light bluish gray masonry brick, which you just don't really see on PAB walls because they are so popular and they get taken up so quick. I essentially stacked them all just singularly like this, and then I stacked them in the box. So as you can see, I kind of have a top layer of all of these little stacks here, but then on the bottom layer of that, I stacked them taller across down there. So essentially we were able to fit a ton in here because this is a square. So we were able to fit, I think, 3 layers. Yeah, 3 layers of this many masonry bricks. So let me go ahead and quickly count this to see exactly how many we fit in here.
A few moments later.
After quickly doing the math, we have 11 stacks of 9, and then we have 33 stacks of 19, which adds up to 726 of the masonry light bluish gray brick, which is really exciting. I'm gonna definitely be using this a ton in the city. Next in box 2, we have a bunch of brickhead brains. that's all I could think of when I was stacking these, is that I'm just stacking brickhead brains. Now we have the 2x2 pink bricks here, and we're gonna need to make a ton more Mills plates in our city. So that's why we got these, was to make the Mills plates. They're pink and they're a fun color, and so they don't really need to be seen. So I wanted to leave all of the tan and like the light bluish gray ones for people that were actually building things to be seen, and I wanted to take the fun color to stick underneath all my Mills plates that no one's really gonna see. And so again, I just stacked them on top of each other, and then I stacked them really nicely in the box, and I was able to fit 3 layers across of this. Then to fill up the rest of the space in the front of the box where I couldn't fit any more of the 2x2, I found this light bluish gray 1x10 brick, which is going to be really, really good for if we build any sort of buildings or structures in our city, especially for like train stations and stuff. It's just going to make it build up really quick. So I wanted to grab a bunch of these, especially too if we need them for like sidewalks or streets, or even the like bottoms of the base plates going around our city where you can see them. I want to put these in the Mills plates so that it just looks really nice and uniform. In our next box, you guessed it, it's a ton more of that 1x10 light bluish gray brick. Again, we're gonna need a ton of this, especially if we're gonna skirt our city with it. And then in the extra space here, I put a bunch of these 1x2 nougat plates that I'm gonna need for my sidewalks, and I filled the rest of the space with them. I didn't stack them because I was already at the Lego store for like 3 hours, and so I didn't want to stack anymore, so I used the littlest piece I could find to kind of just fill that space. In our 4th box here, we have, you guessed it, even more of the 1x10 light bluish gray brick. In our second to last box, we just have a literal ton of these 1x2 nougat plates. Again, I didn't feel like stacking them, and I feel like stacking these little things, I could have gotten probably a lot more, but at that point I wasn't gonna stack a full box of these because I had already been there for 3 hours. So I just went ahead and tossed them all into a box, and I ended up putting some light bluish gray arches on the very bottom of them. And so that kind of, you know, I wanted a few of those, and then I just covered it with the rest of these. And in our last box here, we ended up getting a ton of 1x2 black bricks, which these are gonna be nice just for, again, any sort of like mills that we need, like the 1x2s for. But then we also got a ton of 2x4 black bricks, which are gonna be good for mills plating again, because you need 8 of them to make mills plates instead of using 2 2x2s. And so I wanted to get a ton of these for Mills plating, but they're also just good bricks to have in general, just to put under anything you need. And I got a ton of them. As you can see, I just stacked them all in here, and then I filled the extra space where I couldn't fit more of these because they're bigger with the 1x2 black brick. Tell me below in the comments what you think of my Lego store haul, and comment below anything you found on your PAB wall that you've used for your city or other projects. I would love to hear what you guys are finding on your walls, and until next time, keep building.